Welcome, Tiny Hands Big Dreams, here on the homestead in southern Ecuador. So we're going to do our walk around talk about. We're going to walk around our property and we're going to talk about our future plans and all the potential that the land has and what we're going to do with it. We'd like to show it to you. I also want to show you the platano behind us, just because I think it's cool how big this thing is. This is the bottom leaf. The next one's like 15 feet above that to the top. This is how big some of the things can get here. This is kind of why we were excited to move here and grow things. So let's take a walk around.
Okay, so we're going to start here next to what we call our house, which is our very first house, and we'll get to our second and our third. But we start here, and we've got a path here that goes up to our pond. Now this is sort of the edge of the pond, or what will be the pond one day. Right now it's a giant hole in the earth, so that might not look exciting, but one day it will be a beautiful duck pond. We're hoping to have fish, crabs. We do have freshwater crabs here, so we're going to see if we can raise some of those up just for fun or for eating. So there'll be a beautiful duck pond here, and on this side we're actually just clearing it now, and we're going to plant our cacao, which are right now only about, I don't know, not even a foot tall. But while they're growing, we're going to interplant some sorghum, make sure we're using the space wisely, keeping the hill from eroding, and then once the sorghum gets harvested, the cacao can grow up and we can make our own chocolate. So this here is what we call our upper garden now, which is, no, it does not look like a garden, but we're still working on it. We have lots of videos about that coming, but you know, it's a learning experience here. This will eventually be a beautiful orchard. We have a few fruit trees growing in it now. We'll have avocados, mulberries, mangoes, citrus, all kinds of things. And this will be able to be right above the duck pond, which will allow the ducks to kind of like forage and frolic in between all of the trees, keep the bugs down, and hopefully that will be a really productive orchard.
So this is our first house, Mud Hut 1. It is not our final house, it is simply the first house, and that seems unusual, but this is going to be an incredibly efficient little house. It's going to be very economical. We're talking 800 square feet, 3 bedrooms, but it's all wattle and daub. Pretty much everything here except for these blocks and the plumbing is going to come from the land. It's going to be made of sticks and mud. And we'll get you an update, another house update. We have another house video that we've already done. We'll get you another one here. This is us getting logs prepared for it. But this is our driveway. So this is where we're going to park Vanny, which is another video. We love Vanny. Vanny gets a good spot. So it gets to be right here. We're going to flatten this out, and I'm gonna actually walk our driveway, future driveway, down the hill, and we're going to show you the next spot. So let me head that way. So this is a quick structure that we erected just to keep our logs dry because of all of our rainfall. It's nice to be able to work under. Now the driveway is going to come through here, and it's going to turn somewhere there and go down the hill towards the maracuya. And just after its turn, there's actually going to be a Y split that curves off through the next little valley here. And let's walk over there. I'm going to walk you over to where that Y is going to split, where the future driveway is to the second and final house is going to be. And that's going to be a much bigger one. It's going to take us a long time to build that one. That's fine. Let's walk over there. Maybe right about here. This is about right. So the driveway comes from this side of the maracuya, and it turns and it comes up the hill here, and it goes over to our house one, and then it will turn here and go through what was the last pig area and curve up the hill over there. Now the pigs have actually done us a big favor, and they've already flattened this area out, and they've pulled a lot of the roots out. I mean, with a little bit of cleaning, I could almost drive the van through here now. So that's part of using our animals. But let's walk over to future house now. So we get to where we have the Wiggles. Hi, Wiggles. Hi. Hi. Affectionately named the Wiggles, daughters of Mrs. Pickles. So much you couldn't walk through here, and they've come through and cleared it a lot for us. So this is where the driveway is going to end. Is literally right along this edge. The pig line that they're digging down actually becomes our upper driveway. The house is going to sit just below us. There's a flat area just a little bit below us. So first here we're looking at the driveway, then the backyard, and then there's a house. They're very friendly. They get so excited when we come up here. Now this is only, we figured out, our entire existence is only a couple of hectares out of our property, which is this much of it. There's a lot. We haven't seen most of it, in fact. Like, we've just literally never even been there. It gets pretty thick. So one day we're gonna expand out more and do things. There's lots of fun room for expansion, but every time we uncover a new area, there's wow, there's new things, new cool stuff. It's a lot of fun.
So now we're standing below what will be our final house site, which is a little bit easier to see from this angle, even if we are in between all the pigs. So the flat area up there will be our house, and then below the house is kind of a lovely hill to the road. And my plan for this is to use what the pigs have already done, which is flatten and terrace and mud. We'll use this and we'll build some terraced, kind of thinking a potager garden. So think, all of your herbs, flowers. Eli wants some strawberries, things like that. Right outside the garden, some sort of water somewhere, a stream, a fountain, something, to be a really lovely place to look out on from the kitchen, really.
So we're back at the Y in the driveway. New house was over there. First house, mud hut, is going to be up here. Now, because we're going to have this big, beautiful sweeping arc that goes through this valley, this hillside is already terraced out from the pigs, which is lovely. One of them is the driveway. The other ones we're actually going to do a mixture of an orchard and coffee. We love coffee. The only part of coffee we haven't really taken part in is growing it. So we're going to plant out a bunch of this in coffee going all the way up to the village. Up high there. So this whole hill will be ringed with beautiful terraced coffee. Yeah, then the orchard. And then we get down in a more garden below us. Let's walk down and see the garden, the maracuya, and show you what that's going to look like. So driveway comes through here. Over here is more accurate. Misses the maracuya and then turns gently under the plastic. The plastic is there covering our tents, which is our current living situation, which is why we're building a house. But it turns through there into what is our existing driveway that loops down the hill. Now, the best way to show you maybe the garden over here is actually to go all the way down to the road, and we'll look up and we'll see it from the uphill side. So we came down to see a shot of the garden. The grass and the weeds did a good job growing. We're actually going to go back up and show you that from a different view. But since we're down here on the road, we also have that, which our entire property goes all the way from the water. You can maybe hear it in the distance, all the way to the ridge of the mountain. Now, if I go down there 50, 60 feet, there's a cliff that you can't really see. And then if you look over, there's this beautiful, wide, it's not a river, it's a large creek. Rocks, things, it's probably a steep canyon. It's 30 feet wide on average. And it's gorgeous. And that just meanders down at the bottom there. So we have this whole section, our entire property width, all the way down to there, that we are going to do something with in the future. We put the goats down here, and they keep this munched down whenever conditions are good. But let's go ahead and walk, put our vantage point on the future garden.
So right now we're standing across from the maracuya. To give you a little bit of reference here. And between us on this hill and the maracuya, we're going to have our main production garden. So as you can see, it's a big slope. The water naturally drains down it in a sort of ridiculous muddy river right now when it rains heavily, like it's starting to. So instead of trying to fight the water, we're just going to work with it. We'll have raised beds sort of at an angle on both sides of the little bit of a ravine here that you can't see through the weeds, but it's there. So there'll be beds kind of pointed in with some drainage between them, and that will all drain down to what will be sort of a little bit of a rock and gravel lined small stream, which will channel the water down and drain it away. It'll be beautiful, and it will keep everything from getting overly waterlogged. This is where we're going to do the majority of our growing. Anything that isn't a huge space-eating crop is going to go here. So this is going to be, our main source of food for a while.
So that's pretty much our plans for what we got going here. If you'd like to continue to follow us and watch the journey of our property, it's an ambitious undertaking. Subscribe, like, share, comment. We answer all the comments. We see every one of them. We personally answer them. We don't have a staff. Some people do. And we're going to go through and we're going to show you over as time goes on all of the progress we make. It's an ambitious undertaking. Like there's a lot of space here. We're going to get into the details more. So please definitely follow us. It'll be a lot of fun.